Here we are in game number 2. Gangplank gonna be immediately banned. They do not want that Tarsier popping off again. Where's the Kled ban? That's what I want to see. Where's the Kled ban?
I think we'll see that probably very shortly. I think Tarsier is probably doing for his Gangplank as well. That's why I feel like I see that target ban. Oriana's going to be dropping in the main lane as well. So it seems like another kind of like more target ban as well.
Oh,
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I was waiting on it.
Kled. That was really surprising. I can't believe they banned Kled. I don't see him that much in the pro play. It's definitely not because he just went 12-1.
So apparently the chat can't see the picks and bans. There might be something going on with the scene transitions, but we'll let you know. Gangplank and Kled have been banned, and Oriana and now Zoe have been banned, along with Swain.
Swain as well. Which Swain actually just received a few debuffs, so a couple nerfs there. So I don't know. It seems like his early game's a little behind now, but it seems like he's still a little bit of a force to be reckoned with. Talia is going to be now dropped on the UTS side now, so that's going to be happening. Talia's very good with her ability to be able to control the battlefield and be able to get a lot of the team knocked back towards them with that quick amount of damage. So it makes sense why the Talia as well. It's a lot of mid-oriented bans coming from UTS on that play.
That makes sense. The classic bot lane.
There you go.
First pick. That's what I like to see.
It's a Caitlyn. It's a first pick too, so it's interesting. Oh, they're gonna be nice and they're gonna show their bot lane as well.
Where's Rakan?
Oh, that would be. They did leave the Xayah Rakan combo. I think Rakan should definitely be picked up. Those two are really good with each other, especially since they have abilities that work off each other as well. So
don't pick Rakan at this point. I just it just dawned on me. Oh, there it is. Lock it in. You know, it's basically mandatory.
Yeah, it's
basically mandatory.
They left the Rakan Xayah open for. Seems like a lot of picks or a lot of bans from TCU's side toward the top lane, so they're gonna probably feel a little bit of pain down the bot lane now.
Let me see the Caitlyn Morgana. I know they're thinking about it. You need an equally strong bot lane to combat Xayah Rakan.
That would help a lot. Her Black Shield could.
Oh, there it is. I knew it.
There it is. That Black Shield will save this Caitlyn's life for whenever the Rakan maybe gets his charm off or he's able to get his knock up or something like that. Or even the Xayah when she brings back her feathers to get the root. Morgana's a really good pick to counter the Xayah Rakan. It seems like we have an Aatrox. An Aatrox maybe coming in. I love Aatrox. He's such an underrated champ right now, but he can be so strong. Sadly.
They're just gonna lock in the jump.
There goes Aatrox. He is gone. Instead, we're gonna be.
They saw depression pop off a little bit on the Trundle in the early game. They want to kind of replicate that success.
That is for sure. It seems like the Trundle is gonna be picked up, but what is UTS gonna pick up instead?
We'll pick here a jungle counter pick.
Maybe
something that might be stronger than Trundle.
Jax. I think
that's a Jax jungle. I'm gonna assume.
I think that's a Jax jungle. We could see him on the top lane, but I think the Jax jungle is a big thing that's been coming back. It's been rising to flourishing again. And Anivia is gonna be dropped again for University of Texas San, and we're gonna be seeing the next ban coming from TCU.
Nothing but mid lane bans on their side. Let me point that out real quick. That's how much of a threat Lemur is. They have nothing but mid lane bans on that side.
They're gonna get the Kizix.
They
can be dropped. They do not want that. They don't want that insect getting anywhere near them. While UTS is now going to be dropping their final ban. Mid laners. They're finishing out their bans of a 5th mid laner. That's crazy. That's 5 mid lane bans now.
What do you even do?
They have now banned.
Like, super small after all those bans.
Yeah, for sure. They were definitely targeting mid lane for sure. And there goes Galio as the final ban for TCU.
Hovering Ashe. They did this last time too. They hovered Ashe, they hovered Kale, they hovered Riven just to tease me because I wanted to see the Riven. But they locked in a lot of strong pick potential with that one.
It seems like they're going to be going in for that more of that power of Malzahar coming out in the mid lane. but what will TCU pick as the counter to this Malzahar maybe? Because they have not picked the top lane, nor have they picked the mid lane yet. Syndra. That'll work. Both of them seem pretty ranged. Both of them have R-click abilities. So they're both gonna be. It's gonna be basically coming down to mechanics. I feel at that point, Syndra probably could punish the Malzahar if he messes up as too much, and well as vice versa, as the Malzahar can punish the Syndra.
Very, very strong top lane pick. I haven't seen Syndra in a while though. It's been a hot minute since I've seen Syndra.
Definitely, but
we're gonna see combating the Sion in the top lane.
Are we about to see the Dunk Master coming out in this one?
Huh.
Sion versus Darius.
Riven, come on. You already teased me twice.
Renekton
instead. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that.
I haven't seen Renekton in a while. That's an interesting pick. I don't know how he would do per se against the Sion. So it's at that point.
I think you have very, very strong teams on both sides here.
Yeah, well, how about we figure this out? Let's break it down, guys. Okay, so we have top lane first. We have a Sion versus Renekton. Who do you think is going to be coming out on top here?
Honest, I'm not too familiar with the Sion versus Renekton matchup. It's my understanding that Sion is in a better position in the top lane more so than Renekton is. But we saw Tarsier on Collide in the previous game. He played very, very aggressively, and I'm not going to be surprised if we see that again with the Renekton. So I think something that could go either way, but I think I'm favoring Sion for that one.
That's for sure. And now we drop it down into the jungle. We got jungle, the Jax jungle. Who do you think's going to come out on this one?
It's a matter of who do you think comes out of this one, since jungle isn't a lane per se. It's more so about the overall impact. In that regard, I think Trundle or Nick is going to try and replicate some of the success that Depression had in the previous game using Trundle for those early nice ganks. However, if the game does go on long enough, you're definitely like 110% going to see Jax just take over the game. I think Jax has an overall greater impact for starting team fights, being able to ward hop into your Counter-Strike to like stun multiple members of the opposing team is going to be something that you're going to have to keep an eye out for.
That's for
more coordinated teams.
That is for sure. And then we have Syndra and Malzahar in the mid lane, which I feel like it's going to go either whoever gets really the kill or like the more of the advantage in the lane, because both of them seem pretty like they're going to be behind. They're not going to be really on top of each other, I feel. But I think the Syndra is going to be a lot more aggressive on the Malzahar. How about you thoughts?
Sounds about right to me, but I think even if Malzahar, and you're going to hear me say this a lot for their team here, I think Malzahar, even if he falls behind, does have a lot of pick potential with his ultimate. So even if Malzahar were to somehow just crap the bed and just do really bad in lane, that press R to win, honestly. You can win a lot of team fights just by pressing R, is what it's looking like.
That's for sure.
In the bot lane. We're going to see.
Sure. And now let's go for the final lane, which is the bot. We have the Caitlyn Morgana versus Xayah and Rakan. This is going to be an interesting lane, I could say. How do you feel about this?
Bot lane combos are incredibly classic and incredibly powerful. Let's put it like that. Caitlyn and Morgana is more likely than not going to push into Xayah Rakan very early on into the game for about like the first level 6 or so. Caitlyn or Morgana is going to have a lot of strong lane control unless Jax decides to visit bot lane quite often. However, Xayah Rakan is very, very deadly, especially with Rakan's all-in potential with his ultimate. I think it's something that you see a lot with their team comp, where even if somehow they were to fall behind between the Jax, Malzahar, and Rakan, they have a lot of really, really good and prominent pick potential. And with Jax and Xayah scaling incredibly, incredibly well, that might be able to overpower the late game more so than maybe a Caitlyn or a Syndra might be able to do.
For sure. And now it seems like the spectator delay is going to be coming down to the end. And we're going to be going off into this loading screen to be able to see what runes and masteries. There's no more runes. It's just masteries. These champions have chosen.
I have a habit of calling them masteries as well.
Yeah, I still call them runes and masteries. It's just how it's been for so long, and then they decided to change it. So it's just masteries, but I still call them runes and masteries. So here we saw that Syndra did take the cleanse, so that's definitely to stop the Malzahar ult for sure. But Malzahar actually took the more aggressive item of a ignite, so maybe he might be a little more aggressive.
Pardon?
Actually, no,
He took heal.
he took heal, but he could grab that ignite because he took the unsealed spellbook.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm surprised that he didn't lead off with something like barrier. I think
Yeah.
barrier is a lot more effective against Syndra ultimate than heal might be.
that, or even maybe ignite to try to counter this Syndra's aggressive play at some point. But looking down at all of these summoner spells and everybody's masteries, we have the Scion up in the top lane with the Arcane Comet trying to grab that poke damage early, and it seems like everybody else is pretty much the same, with the supports taking Aries for that help on their shield / poke damage. So everybody's going to be coming off. Do you feel in the beginning of this game that we'll be seeing any invades, level 1 invades perchance?
Potentially. I think
Sure.
you do have a little bit of strong invade potential between the Rakan and maybe the Renekton. And that's exactly what they're going to try and do here.
That's
So going to see all those members going to run away and push the ward down there. They get that ward cleared out and just
Seems
decide to back out of there for now. A recall to go back up to more traditional setup.
It seems like they're going to be
terms of their
dropping
coverage.
a ward right outside the blue buff to make sure no one tries to make a quick grab. It seems like they're just going to go back into normal positions with the Mal and the Syndra going to be staring at each other in lane. Trundle actually going up towards the top lane to go grab that ward onto the red buff, where Renekton's just heading to now. So now they have vision that they know for sure that Jax is starting that blue. So I'm feeling that this Trundle might be trying to invade.
It's looking like it, but Renekton is actually just sitting in that bush, waiting for Trundle to step a little bit too far forward. I'm sure he's more than likely than not going to alert his fellow jungler that indeed Trundle is there.
Yeah, he's going to be probably delaying that.
Just to tilt that Jax. So which means that Syndra started her W. That situation, she pooped out the... And he's just kind of waiting there. That's going to put Jax heavily behind. Thankfully, though, since Renekton was in the top side, that means that Trundle does not get to steal Jax's red buff while he's lagging behind at the blue.
Either in the end, both junglers are behind, so it just equaled out in the end there. Zaya's going to be taking a little bit of poke, probably more than she wants in the beginning of this matchup from the Caitlyn. I feel like the top lane's just going to be two tanks beating on each other until one tank messes up more than the other. But this bot lane is getting very pressured. Hello Tank and Shadowy Figures are taking a decent amount of poke damage from this Caitlyn right now. They got to be careful with these Qs though from Morgana.
This is exactly what we were talking about earlier, where Kate and Morgana just have a lot more pressure down in the bot lane until level 6 when Rakan gets his ultimate. Ooh. Going airborne right now. That's going to be the ignite actually being popped off by the Rakan. He's going to get the first blood even through Caitlyn's heal. They're looking for a little bit more now. Morgana is going to fall under 50% HP, and that's a kill that I did not see coming.
Yeah, I think Caitlyn was relying a little bit too much on that heal to get away. She flashed, but Rakan was able to get the ignite off before she flashed, therefore allowing it so when she tried to use the heal, she just received less healing and then just completely got bursted away by the Xayah. So in the end, it was just an outplay at that point in time, just getting caught out a little bit because she was pushed up pretty far for the Rakan to be able to get the knock up.
Jungler's looking towards the mid lane though. Trundle going to be finding himself stunned over by the Jax. That's going to be the pressy attack coming in clutch. Both mid laners going to try and support their junglers.
Jax.
Nothing else goes out of that, but Renekton applying a lot of pressure in the top lane, just as we anticipated as well.
That is for sure, and it seems like everyone's going to be getting away, but Jax is going to lose his flash, so that means he's not going to be able to do as much as he probably wants as being aggressive jungler on ganks right now. Probably going to wait a little bit, because he's not going to be able to, like, say, dive someone underneath the tower and get away with a flash.
getting hurt under turret. Renekton takes a lot of damage in that exchange there. We might see Trundle try and get a gank off, but there is a ward there. Renekton does in fact see him. He's getting a little bit slow. Here comes Trundle with the pillar.
He was slow, and yeah, he's just gonna get away. He's able to do his dash, and he's not afraid at all. Jackson's very low. Look, he's getting mugged by Krugs over there. Hopefully he doesn't die to Krugs. He seems like he's gonna be perfectly fine, but he's not.
That's the worst situation.
Much. Yeah, you don't want to. Krugs is scary, man. If you get, I've died many times to Krugs. Trust me, man. They're scary.
Ending Materializer being taken out by Syndra, only to pressure the Malzahar a little bit more, who's already falling very much so below his mana threshold. Rakan going to go a little bit in. The Black Shield not going to be enough. He dashes right back to his lover just to stay safe.
That was just seeing how much dash he has now because Xayah is crazy. Because that means he can just dive that much deeper and get away safely to her. So you just got to keep that in mind that Rakan can go pretty deep and get out as long as Xayah's around.
Well, I was rather surprised. That range is a lot larger than you would initially think it to be.
Yes, for sure, and it's very beneficial for Rakan to be with Xayah, and it's paying off when he needs to get away from a lot of danger when she's around. Renekton taking poke.
Level 6.
Sion taking poke. Bot lane still level 4. This Morgana's still level 3, while some of the other guys are getting pretty far ahead. Seems like they're on bot lane is on the same side for CS wise, or Renekton's being able to pressure the Sion back a little bit. Even though he's been taking more poke from Sion, Renekton is able to has a CS of about 8, a lead on the Sion at the moment.
Champions starting to hit their level 6 power spikes right about now. Ultimates are going to be on the table aside from bot lane, who's still at a nice and easy level 4. Surprised if we see somebody start to use one of their ultimates right about now, especially towards the mid lane. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Mao's though is low, very low on mana right now. So is Syndra, so they need to be careful because if any of these jungles gank, they still have their flashes to get away, but they can't use any of their abilities really to stop them. So they'll probably be back soon.
Oh, wait a minute. Caitlyn almost gets stunned out there. Xayah going to be rooted by that binding as Rakan just dodges out of the way in the nick of time. Nothing else comes out of that, but Caitlyn is forced to use a potion. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Trundle is looking to try and get a gank off, but against the Malzahar with his shield, it's not going to be Rakan getting that double knock. If he's going to get binded by the Rakan, the heal and the ignite both going to come through. Hello, I'm Hank. Actually gets the kill onto the Caitlyn through the Black Shield. On here, what is this? A crossover episode?
Dude, this is crazy. You got to be careful. You're giving Hello Hank a lot of kills. He is going to be popping off because Xayah's one of those people that are like a hyper carry who starts getting these kills and she just starts melting people because of the amount of damage she can output with that, throwing the feathers and blowing them back.
I think what happened there is that Caitlyn saw the binding come off on the Rakan, and she was so focused on the Rakan that she didn't realize that she was getting bursted down by that Xayah. That pullback on the feathers is, something that is not to be underestimated, as you saw there, is they got a rather surprising kill.
I mean, everybody's now seems like they're going to be hitting their level 6s besides the bot lane and the jungles. Neither of them have hit their level 6 yet, so
now that Xayah and Rakan are level 6, they have a lot more pressure down on the bot lane, a lot more all-in potential between Rakan's the quickness and Xayah's E. Very difficult for Caitlyn and Morgana to try and take over the lane once again. Jack's going to come towards the top side. He tries to use his ultimate, but it's not quite enough. Both ultimates going to be popped off by the Renekton here. The Prestige attack proc is going to come through. Tarsier gets a kill on Transmuted Gold.
Yep, it just seems like in the end, it was just, he was pushed up a little too far, and he didn't have the right wards in the right places, so he just didn't see the Jax coming in the end, and was just punished for it.
Right there, textbook gank. That's what I like to see.
Gang.
The Rue coming off onto the Rakan, but he's just going to tank it with his shield. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's... But Tars is actually being a little bit more, he's not being aggressive as he was in the first game as playing as Kled. He seems to be actually respecting the Sion a little bit, just knowing that the Sion still has a lot of CC and a lot of surprising damage to as a kid.
Malzahar getting a lot of damage. Oh, that's going to be the ultimate coming off from Malzahar with his minions. Syndra's going to find herself getting incredibly low, but not quite dead yet. He's going to try and flash forward and get the E off, but it's not quite enough. Lemur gets the kill onto the Malzahar through that, but Jax is going to flash forward, making sure that he secures that kill onto the Syndra. He's going to use his Grandmaster's Might in order to see if he can outduel the Trundle, but the Trundle's now going to be the one who's trying to chase him down. Jax getting that Ward Hop onto that minion. The Pillar is going to find its mark, but nothing else aside from that.
Yeah, but I think that was smart. The Jax was smart to take the kill and then just back off because he saw the bot lane was starting to rotate towards the mid lane to try to help out the Trundle. So it was a good play by once he got the kill just to back off and just say, yeah, I was able to get the revenge kill at least.
Khan was to basically dying.
Yeah, he's got to. Oh, but ooh.
He is off though, so there comes the quickness coming out by Rakan. The flash forward is going to get the root off to onto the Morgana. Heal coming off from the Caitlyn, and nothing else comes out of that. But that's that all-in potential that I was talking about. They noticed that Morgana used her Black Shield on herself, and Rakan saw that opportunity to quickly use his ultimate, which is, by the way, already down at 25% cooldown. Black Shield coming off onto the Trundle. Here comes the Pillar. The root from Morgana not going to find its mark, but Caitlyn's Yordle Trap is. They're going to be taking a lot of damage on both sides here, but no summoner spells being blown just yet. They're taking this play a little bit slower than the last one.
I just want to commend TCU's Morgana flagship. That was great reaction time for that when that Khan came in for the flash. He flashed, tried to knock up and charm her, but she was able to counter flash so quickly. So it was luckily she didn't get caught out too fast with that. I think it was a great play.
Being outputted by the Renekton there at the same time though. And Jax is currently on the Ocean Drake, which is definitely going to be nothing but a huge help for all members of their team. Especially the Malzahar, who's been having some mana issues as of late.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get that with no contest, no worries at all. Syndra seems like she's going to actually be roaming up towards the Renekton, but deciding to back off in the end, saying that there is now vision in the mid lanes, river, bush, towards the jungle side, and just going to defend.
We want to point out, Rakan's ultimate, the quickness, is now available. Caitlyn's flash and heal, not so much.
So yeah, they got to be very careful that this Rakan could get right back on top of them again and do some more styling on them. It seems like, but they're gonna back away though and probably gain up on some items and try to use the advantage gold that they have now to turn that into items to help them try to have the snowball effect a little bit harder now.
A lot of damage coming off on both sides of their teams now. They're going to be slow playing this a little bit more. Trundle looking topside, seeing if he can get a gank off there. Renekton, however, is going to find himself in an awkward situation. That Scion ultimate is going to find its mark. Renekton desperately trying to turn this around, but he's actually moving towards the turret. The flash from Trundle is going to secure that kill onto the Renekton.
I don't know if he needed the flash per se, but he got the kill at least. So the Renekton will be dropping down there. Though Jax was trying to come out and help in the end, the Alligator seemed like he was just getting got too deep into, he got too shallow in the water and was able to get pulled out and completely poached.
Aggressive Rakan play, using that battle dance to try and get a nice pick off. If it doesn't land though, no worries. He's able to just safely go back to his lover Xayah without much of a contestation. Contestion. Thank you. Good lord. Tongue twisters, man.
Tongue twisters. But it seems like the Jax is going to now be taking that scuttle in the river, but he's also going to be spotted up by the ward there, allowing the Scion to know that Jax is top and be able to bot lane to also see Malz is able to not get stunned up by that ball since he did have his passive shield. But ooh, that
Malzahar from using his ultimate. Here comes Jax with that counter strike as well. That's gonna be a clean kill onto the Syndra.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Malzahar just flash ulted and she's just gonna be stuck there at CC. She did have her cleanse though, so I felt like she could have probably cleansed to get out of there, but in the end, she was overwhelmed by the Jax coming in out of nowhere and being able to help finish her ball.
100% right. Another textbook gank from the Jax. Success with his ganks. Not sure if I can say the same thing for Trundle here.
Yeah, he seems to be more. He's coming late to the party for a lot of these, it seems. He's had a couple successful
first tier turret mid lane going down.
Yeah, that'll be very useful for UTS to be able to take that lead now with the gold, since they do now have that first turret gold.
TC taking a lot of damage. That's going to be the Zaya forced to use her heal to keep her lover alive. Almost messed up the positioning there and almost died to Caitlyn's ace in the hole.
Yeah, it was good reaction time though, that Hank saw that she was not going to be able to get in front of him in time, so therefore you need to heal him.
Did you see that heal just from his Q?
Yeah, is he leveling up his Q is the real question. Let's take a check.
Sure, but that was a lot of healing. Oh, that's going to be the quickness coming out from the Rakan. The double stun coming through. Shadowy Figure gets a kill onto the Caitlyn. Now Zaya is going to use her ultimate aggressively here, but it doesn't even matter. Morgana goes down. And this bot lane is already starting to take over the game a little bit here. That's more likely than not going to be the bot lane turret also going down. Trundle very desperately trying to rally his team behind him by protecting all these turrets. But at this rate, bot lane's looking kind of spooky.
That's for sure, and it seems like Sion's gonna be poking away at this Renekton. Someone's gonna be popping their teleport in. I don't know if Malzahar he did not continue with it. Seems like it was more just to try to disengage that fight up top, and used it and did not actually teleport in, or he would have been great.
So confused. I was so confused. I'm like, what? Who's teleporting? Nobody else is teleporting.
Mal seems like he traded in his healing for the teleport, and so it was just more of like a warning, kind of like back off, but didn't follow through just because he knew the Syndra was there as well. He would have got insta CC'd and probably died from that. He's gonna be taking the blue buff now, so that's gonna help again with the mana problems he has, and he's gonna be heading down towards the bot lane now, which is not the only section of the bot lane warded for TCU is the tri-bush. So now they're gonna be trying to drop a ward
up again, by the way. They just used it, but it's already up. Actually, one of my favorite supports. I love the playmaking potential that Rakan has.
I love the champions in these games that make you like feel like you're floating around and stuff, or like flying around.
Definitely seen that playmaking potential in this game for Scherzies with his ultimate usage here.
That's for sure, and it seems like Jax is going to be.
He might be looking for maybe a turret dive.
Yeah,
I see him. Trundle's looking, and now Malzahar as well is roaming down the bot side. We're going to see a scuffle for sure. That's going to be the counter strike, followed by the Malzahar ultimate is going to come off on the Morgana. She tries to flash away, but it's not quite enough. Trundle tried to interrupt the ultimate with his pillar, but Malzahar's passive just didn't allow such a thing to happen. Blue team's turret gets destroyed, and they're looking kind of strong here. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we're seeing a repeat from the Kled where he just doesn't care about the Trundle. Quickness going to get popped off by the Rakan. He's going to find multiple members of the team. Caitlyn's going to be taken by that flash counter-strike. Jax, depression now in a killing spree. The ultimate almost comes off by the Syndra, but it's not quite enough. Zaya uses her ultimate just in the nick of time. Now Syndra's going to find himself in a really awkward situation. Trundle desperately trying to make things come back for his team, but the pressy attack from Renekton isn't going to allow that to happen. More, he's forced to flash out. That Jax is looking just a little bit too powerful. Now he's finding himself going to get quickly collapsed upon. The Malzahar finding himself in an awkward situation. I'm gonna let you carry is now on a killing spree as Syndra is not going to get the kill on the Rakan. The Rakan kills Syndra instead. What the hell?
I think Syndra just misplayed right there. She tried to catch him off guard by summoning her orb, but just predicted the wrong place for the Rakan to be, and just I don't know. She tried her best to try to stop them from having that overwhelming push down the bottom lane, but in the end, she just wasn't enough for the overwhelming power that the Zaya and Rakan had to just keep pushing it down.
It is looking super spooky. They're definitely strutting their stuff. 11 kills to 2, almost a 10k gold lead. About 2 turrets under their belt.
Sion's gonna be trying to push the top lane now, but he was not actually in that fight at all because his teleport's down. He had to use it earlier, I guess. So he's just gonna be out of that fight completely, and he's just gonna be trying to push in the top lane as much as they can. Their bot lane took a lot of damage from that last fight. It was very low, that tower.
The amount of pressure and playmaking potential that Rakan and Jax and even Malzahar, just as we mentioned earlier, have been able to do so early on in the game. Coming into fruition here, they're seeing a lot of payoff for their plays here. Quite
sure,
amazing.
It seems like seems that oh god, he's trying to do something, but this, you gotta be careful. This Trump still will hurt a bit.
Renekton just doesn't care. He is going to get the turret instead. Sion gonna ultimate to get out of there. He doesn't want to risk getting flash ultied on by Malzahar. Woo! I would have done the same thing in that situation. It's just too scary. And on the top side, Rakan
has his ultimate, by the way.
You always got to keep in mind, especially with how that Rakan's been playing so far.
That's for sure.
Indra going to rotate towards the top side, forcing them to back off for now.
Jack's gonna be grabbing that Rift Herald, which will help just keep that snowball going harder and harder for the rest of this match. It seems like the one thing I love about UTS is the fact that they took like this little bit of a lead they gained in the beginning of the game, and they just keep up the aggression and pressure and don't give TCU any breathing room at all, which is perfect. That's just what they need to do to be able to.
Oh, that Malzahar ultimate going to find the Trundle. He gets completely obliterated. Syndra trying to use her ultimate in retaliation. Malzahar survives with just a sliver of HP. Trundle go, man.
Yeah, and it seems like they're just gonna be trying to push in this mid tower here. It seems like he hasn't used the Rift Herald yet. He's gonna be keeping it in his back pocket still.
The Rift Herald now, you have a lot of options. You can either go to the tier 2 mid or you can go to the tier 2 bot. It doesn't matter where you use that Rift Herald. You just want to make sure that you get the most that you use it at the opportune time, I should say.
And he also doesn't want to use it and somehow get stunned as well. That would be very bad. He would lose his
when using Rift Heralds in my games. Bot turret gonna go down. Rakan using the quickness to catch multiple members of the team. No follow-up gonna come through, but that's gonna be Renekton getting a lot of damage onto the Trundle. He just respawned, but he's gonna find himself killed once again. Depression is now unstoppable. The flash ultimate by Malzahar that he just used. However, the shield's gonna come through and make sure that Syndra lives just a little bit longer. Tarsier is gonna get the kill onto the Caitlyn, and Depression is now dominating by killing Morgana in retaliation.
There we go.
Here comes that Rift Herald that we were talking about just previously, and they're gonna use that to put all the pressure in, using that Rift Herald at the most opportune time. Bottom turret destroyed, and this is looking very scary. They might even be able to end the game right here, right now.
Are we gonna get to see the dancing?
A little bit far forward. Renekton going for a little bit more. Syndra gonna find himself a little bit low. The counter strike coming off from Jax. Press the attack, going to proc there. Jax finding himself a little bit low in terms of HP because of that Trundle ultimate coming off, but he's gonna survive, and I think now they're forced to back off. They're a little bit too low.
Fluttering
at the end of the game,
tower for that.
Away from winning.
Sadly, we will not be seeing the Rift Herald dance tonight.
It's not over yet. They're getting the chase forward. Xayah forced to use her ultimate to make sure that she doesn't get bounded. She's going to use that heal just to get the movement speed off, but now that Pillar's going to catch them in an awkward situation. They're going to get the turnaround and get the kill on the Trundle instead. Hello, Hank is unfortunately going to be slain, and so is Lemur, but the remaining members are going to get away with their lives. And I think that's a third time that Trundle died.
Dude, Morgana's
just shortly after respawning.
Any health? How much health does she have? Let's get the count in for the 30 health left as she backs away. That was very close. I think that TSU just stayed, or TUS just stayed a little bit too long. Once they got that turret, they should have probably did a full back away, and luckily UTC was able to UTC. Sorry, there's a lot of T's. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Anyway, that's how I.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna stick with the colors then. Blue side was able to do a very quick counter play to try to get a couple kills back there, but in the end, red side was able to get a lot of the lead from that. They're now almost 11k gold ahead. They have both the Infernal and Aqua and Water Drake over the blue side, as well as they have about 12 kills. So
they're gonna go for Baron?
If they do
they
that,
are gonna make the Baron call. Look at how fast that thing's getting melted. That might just be game if they get that. You're right.
Yes.
Though we're 100% going to see a team fight here, but it's already too late. The Baron Nashor is going to be slain. There goes Rakan and Malzahar using their ultimate. They're killing 2 members of the team. Caitlyn's finding herself a little bit too low, and that just might be the game. They might just be able to run it down mid. The Jax tries to flash forward, but I think he misses it and accidentally hits a wall instead. Blue team's being down mid. They're going to get this turret here and probably another inhibitor as well if they can't just close out the entire game as it is.
That's for sure. It
Oh,
seems like this might just be over, guys. I think that
Watching those
they
turrets.
it's just gonna be insanely. Oh, and it
Or
seems
just to try and catch the Syndra, but it does not work. He finds himself a little bit too low. He's going to get killed off by Lemur on the Syndra. They're still going all the way inside, though, trying to get that turret, but Zaya's going to end up getting slain by Presby Gold. They're trying to make the turn around. Zaya desperately trying to make a play happen, but that Presby attack from Jax is going to be more than enough to finish him off. They're trying to look for a little bit more. That potential the shutdown going to come up on the mouth side now. Trundle looking for a little bit more as Jax tries to turn around. He's forced to flash away. Caitlyn's ace in the hole going to land onto the Jax. They're still running away, but that's still a lot of pressure that they're able to get off. This game is just one push away from being completely over.
Yeah, I think blue side was just. I think the red side was just not ready for that at all. They thought that they're this far ahead, nothing's gonna stop them at all, but they just didn't respect the amount of damage that the blue side still had, and were punished heavily for it. Zaya got caught by one of the Caitlyn traps. He got stuck under towers, a ton of tower damage. Rakan maybe was a little too aggressive, pushed a little too fast into the base, and was able to just get bursted completely down. I think that even though two of them did still get away with their lives, and they're probably still going to be able to get this final push to end it there, they needed to play probably a little bit more with respect towards the enemy team, that knowing that they could still do a decent amount of damage.
Love how their AD carry, Hello, I'm Hank, is not only playing really well in the game, but he's also in the chat, making it known that he's not going to choke. Offense I like to see.
That is pretty that's pretty crazy that he's actually playing the game as well as talking in the chat.
Yeah, he's doing both. At any rate, though, that's going to be a lot of pressure going on to this top turret, which might just fall down with just one auto attack, honestly. And
yeah, but I think they're
I
think the best option for UTS is just to group up completely and just final push this. You don't want to, for some reason, start throwing the game and allow the enemy team to just start getting picks here and there and then being able to completely throw it over. They should just group up, and then they should just push.
As you say that, though, Rakan's going to get the quickness on. Hello, I'm Hank just completely deletes Lemur. Jack's looking for a little bit more, but he's not going to find himself in a position to do just quite that. They're still going to put a lot of damage onto this top tier turret, and that's going to be that turret getting blown away. Jack's looking for a little bit more, forcing the Caitlyn to flash away. Malzahar uses his ultimate on the side, and tries to use his ultimate in response to get away. Not going to be quite enough. The ignite going on to the Malzahar is going to be more than enough to get the kill off. Depression with a little bit of a cheeky taunt, as the Winions are going to be the thing that are going to close out this game. A swift 2-0 finish.
That was pretty good. I don't know what else to say, really. UTS just completely was grouping up as a team, and even when they got the lead, they just kept hold of that lead, kept the pressure up,